Okay, so I have a fresh base to start with. I have a little friend here that wanted to say hello. I also did just film a skincare video, so if you want to know what I just put on my face, then I will link that video down below. For a little bit of a glowy base under our foundation, I'm going to be using this Urban Decay Aura Liquid Illuminating. It is a mix-in medium, so you can mix it into your foundation, but I'm just going to use it as a base underneath my foundation just because I don't want my foundation to have a shimmer. Now for foundation, I have been using the new Nude Estee Lauder, I don't think it's the Double Wear. Oh, it is Double Wear Nude, so it's a very light to medium coverage. I absolutely love the finish. I'm in the shade Tawny, which is a little bit better when I have a little bit of a tan, which I do right now. But I have been mixing it in with this Velvetizer by Urban Decay, which is a powder, but it is extremely finely milled. So I'm only going to use a drop, and I'm just going to put a little bit on top of that. And then I'm just going to use a bottom of a brush and mix it all together. It doesn't really change the consistency too much. If anything, it makes it the tiniest bit thicker, but like not noticeable whatsoever. But this technique and using these products together, like, or with any foundation you're using at the moment, it just allows your skin to be perfect all day. Obviously, oily skin people are gonna love this product because I never touch up my face whenever I mix this in. And you guys know I always did that powder trick underneath my foundation, but I never actually mixed it into my foundation. So this is supposed to be mixed in, or you can put it on before as well. And it's perfect. Just gonna use a beauty blender and starting at the center of my face and blending outwards. I never really put any foundation on my forehead, so whatever's left on my sponge, I just kind of bring it upwards, but I don't like too much coverage on my forehead. Now I'm just taking my trusty NARS Custard Concealer, and I'm just going to put this on any redness that I have, just so that I have a nice even base. For under my eyes, I'm using my favorite drugstore concealer, and I'm just putting a little bit, mostly in the areas I get a lot of the darkness, so that's like the inner corner of my eye. I don't want it to look too heavy, so I'm just gonna really keep it right there and then just blend it out with my beauty blender. I love how lightweight this concealer is. Like, I never get any creasing from it just because it's not too heavy under my eyes, whereas some concealers, I just noticed throughout the day, it just looks a little too worn looking, and it definitely sits in the creases, whereas this one doesn't, and it just gives me the brightness that I need. I like it a lot. By the way, I know this is random, but has anyone started watching The Mist on Netflix? I think it's like kind of based off of Stephen King's novel, but it is so good. It's a little bit scary, so if you don't like I guess kind of weird things, then you might not like it, but I am really into it. So let me know in the comments if you're into it or what shows you're into at the moment, because I've been watching that one, and then at night Patty and I just are watching The Office, because I never really watched it in order. I just kind of watched it sporadically, but it is so funny before bed, and it's like really lighthearted, just because I accidentally spilled the beans on how Gilmore Girl ends, like the new season, and Patty was like, no, I can't watch it anymore, so we switched to The Office now. So hopefully they make a new ending to Gilmore Girls. Apparently I heard that's what's gonna happen, so who knows. Now for some bronze, you guys know that I'm obsessed with my Chanel Universal Tan. It just gives me that really nice finish on my face without looking too powdery. So again, I'm using it with my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna put this mostly on areas that I would contour, but also where the sun would hit my face, really just an all over bronze. Okay, to set my T-zone and anywhere I really don't want moving throughout the day, I'm using my L'Oreal True Match powder. I love this stuff. It's in the shade 3D Golden Beige, and I'm just gonna kind of put this a little bit under my cheekbones to accentuate them a little bit more. Around my nose, because that part always gets oily, and a little bit under my eyes, not too much, and then just in between my brows, like right there. And that's good. Now for blush, I am going to use this Pixie blush, and it's in the shade Rome Rose. It is so pretty. It is a rosy tone, but it has like a really pretty gold reflex throughout it, so it kind of acts as a highlighter as well. So I'm taking on a little blush angled brush and just gonna sweep that up my cheekbone, and it just gives the most beautiful glow to your cheek without being overpowering like some highlighters are. So this is kind of like a 2-in-1 product. Now you can definitely leave it there if you only want a little bit of glow, but I'm gonna go in with my Rodeo Drive highlighter from Ofra, which is extremely intense, but I am taking the tiniest amount and then really tapping it off my brush and just kind of pinpointing my highlighter. So I'm really just putting it in areas I just want an extra pop. I'm not going like ham with it, so tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, and then I'm going to take my pinky and just pop that in the inner corner of my eyes. And I just think this just gives you such a beautiful, awake, glowy look, and it just really opens up your eyes, makes you look like you're well rested. That one's a little intense, but I've just been doing that for eyeshadow. I haven't even been wearing my bronzer in my crease or anything. I just want a really bright, angelic look. I don't know if that's the word I want, but just like bright and glowy and dewy and shiny kind of look. So just popping that in there and blending it with my finger. I'm not going to put any mascara on just because I do have lash extensions. So moving on to brows, I'm using my L'Oreal Brow Expert in Brunette. Love this stuff. It's great. It's affordable. I'm just gonna do a very little amount though, just filling in the sparse areas. This look is really just an enhanced version of your own face. I don't want to cover it too much, so I really just want it to look as natural as possible. So I'm just gonna put this through the sparse areas of my brow, and I always find, and I'm trying to be better at it, but I always find whenever I'm actually doing what I'm saying, I like whisper a little bit and I pause as if I like can't remember what I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna try and talk normally while doing it right now, while doing what I'm telling you what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Maybe I should just not talk at all. To make sure my brows stay in place and add a little bit of dimension, I am taking my Benefit 3D Brow Tones Gel, which is in the shade 2. Just gives a really nice caramel kind of highlight to my brow and just gives more definition slash highlights almost to them. I really like this product. I think it looks really nice whenever you have a sun-kissed glow. Talking about a sun-kissed glow, Patty and I last minute booked a little baby moon vacation to Spain, Costa de Sol, I think. So we are heading out next week. I don't know when this video is going up, possibly Sunday. So this Saturday, if this isn't going up Sunday, we are going to Spain for a week, and it's really just our last big holiday before the baby comes. We are going to Canada, but I feel like whenever I go to Canada, it's not really a holiday. It's like my second home anyways, so it's really just seeing all of my friends and family. So this is like a nice holiday where it's just us, it's the sun, and we can relax, because who knows when the next holiday will be that we can take together. So we're just gonna go all out and relax as much as possible. Okay, for lips, I always change up my lip all the time, but what I'm currently wearing is a little concoction of 3 products. For lip liner, it is this Rimmel Exaggerate lip liner in the shade Addiction, and then I am using Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick all over just to kind of blend it. And then to mute it a little bit and make it more nude, I am using this Maybelline Color Sensational 728 Honey Beige. So that is it for my signature kind of everyday makeup at the moment. I sometimes throw in a little bit of a cat eye with a brown liner or a black liner, but realistically everything else really ends up looking like this. So now we are gonna move on to hair, and I'm gonna style my bangs for you so you can see how I've been styling them lately. Okay, so my hair is still damp. I'd probably wait till it was a little bit more dry to blow dry it fully, but for the sake of the video, we're just gonna go ahead. I like to take my Pureology Color Fanatic, there's like 21 essential benefits to this thing, and I just spray it throughout my hair, and it kind of acts as like a leave-in conditioner, a heat protectant, a whole bunch of good things. So I always spray that in my hair before I blow dry it, and then I just take my little comb, and this one really just prevents any breaking or pulling at your hair, especially when it's wet, because when you have blonde hair, especially dyed blonde hair, your strand is a little bit weaker when it's wet, like it becomes a bit stringier. I don't know if that makes sense, but you just want to be really careful when you're brushing it out and it's still wet. So I'm just doing this with a light hand. So I'm just gonna make sure I get that parting right. We're not gonna do anything with our bangs right now because I wanna make sure the rest of my hair is pretty much dry. So there's like a little piece of hair on my forehead. I'm gonna talk through what I'm gonna do, and then I'll overlap it with what I'm actually doing, just because with blow drying and talking, you're not gonna hear a thing. So the blow dryer I do use is from Lene Blow. It's amazing, it has an attachment. It's honestly the quickest blow dryer I've ever used. Like, my hair is dry in under 3 minutes every single time. So this is amazing. Everything will be linked down below, but definitely check this blow dryer out. So I'm just gonna quickly tousle through and blow dry all of my hair. Make sure it's like 95% dry, and then we're gonna move on to our bangs. Okay, now that my hair is mostly blow dried, I'm just gonna quickly run my brush through it and make sure it's nice and smooth. Okay, so moving on to styling my bangs, what I'm gonna do is part them so I'm only working with that part of my hair. So I'm putting everything away and tying it so that that doesn't get in the way. And then I'm gonna take this round brush, which I bought at TK Maxx that I absolutely love, and I'm gonna start curling my bangs in front of my face and under. So this is really just gonna allow that kind of front messy look rather than it all parting all at once. This part is really necessary for your bangs to lay properly, and you're just gonna do this a couple of times until it looks nice and straight in front of your face. Once they're fully dry, I'm just gonna part them in half, and then starting with one side, I am just gonna take my round brush and gather all of that bang. And this is where I'm gonna shape them a little bit just so that they're not all in my face and there's a little bit of movement and kind of that 70s vibe. So I'm just gonna keep on curling them and kind of pushing them the opposite way just so that it gives that nice swoop look. I think looking at what I'm doing is probably easier than me explaining it, but I'm just gonna do this to both sides and it just gives me a really nice effect in the end. Okay, so now that my bangs are done, what I've been doing with my hair, I haven't even been wearing it down. I've just been wearing it in a really kind of loose bun just at the top of my head. It just gets it out of my face, and I feel like the bangs are the main focus anyways of my hair at the moment, so it just kind of brings the focus to my bangs and the rest of my hair is away, but I still think it's a kind of a chic-y, stylish look. I don't know, maybe I'm just lazy and I don't want to like curl my hair and style it, but I have been doing this and you guys wanted to see it, so I'm just going to take my scrunchie here, and honestly, it's the messiest, quickest thing ever. I'm just going to make sure that my part doesn't go too far back. I want it to kind of all gather and look messy. I'm gonna take all my hair. I don't want too much at the sides just because I already have my bangs coming out, so I really want all of my hair excluding my bangs. But all I'm doing is twisting it right from the roots to the ends, and then I'm just going to twist it into like a little donut bun. Really old school and kind of like ballerina, but that's all I'm gonna do. Take my scrunchie and tie it in place. Now, this is a little bit too tight for me, so I'm gonna go through and really loosen it up. So I'm just gonna take some pieces out at the top here so that there is some volume and height, kind of like that messy, uneven look as well. But to make sure that the bun doesn't lose its placement, I'm just gonna take some bobby pins and attach it to my bun where I want it to stay, just underneath, just so that that doesn't fall out, but the rest of my hair around it can look really loose and saggy. Is that the word? I don't know if I want saggy looking hair, but I guess that's the best description word I can give. Yeah, that's pretty much it, what I've been doing to my hair lately, and then it obviously kind of falls throughout the day. That's it for hair and makeup, and now I'm going to show you my outfit. Okay, I'm not too sure if I'm fully in the frame, but this is just a realistic, comfy, throughout the week kind of outfit slash I'd wear this on the weekend too. I'm at the stage where I definitely have a little bit of a bump slash belly, but it's not kind of big enough to accentuate in like tight clothing, so I'm just kind of draping things at the moment. This sweater is so comfy and it's from Topshop. It's kind of like a gray pink color. I really love it for fall winter. And then these leggings are Lululemon. They're a little bit high-waisted, which I am gonna live in these throughout my pregnancy because they are the softest, most comfortable pants ever. And then these boots, I don't know if you guys can see them, but ooh, they're like a beige little bootie with a wood and silver and cream accent heel, and then a little buckle, super 70s, and I'm just obsessed with them. They're super comfortable, from Kurt Geiger. And yeah, this is kind of like my ensemble at the moment because it's getting a little bit cooler here in Ireland, Northern Ireland, and I just like comfortable wear all the time, all seasons, it doesn't really matter, but probably wear this with like a jean jacket or a coat, and that's me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!